Welcome back to Coin Collector's World. Today, we are going to explore one of the most fascinating coins in United States history, the 1981 cent penny struck at the Denver Mint. At first glance, this coin might look just like the ordinary pennies we use every day, but what makes it special is the hidden value that lies behind certain rare examples of this issue. By the end of this video, you'll discover how a small copper coin can carry an enormous price tag and why collectors all over the world are still hunting for this piece. The story of the 1980 penny begins in the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 until 2008. This design was introduced to mark the 150th birthday of Abraham Lincoln and featured the president's portrait on the obverse side, a design created by Victor David Brenner back in 1909. On the reverse side, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, an image designed by Frank Gasparo that symbolized respect for the nation's 16th president. For decades, this design became part of daily American life, and millions of people handled these coins without realizing their potential future value. The Denver Mint played a huge role in producing Lincoln cents during this era. In 1980, the Denver Mint struck billions of pennies, and the small D mint mark just beneath the date is the key indicator of its origin. Because so many were produced, most people assume the coin is common and ordinary. But here's where things get exciting. Within such a massive mintage, a few coins stand out because of their flawless preservation, unique characteristics, or striking errors that make them truly rare. Let's talk about condition. In the coin collecting world, condition is everything. A penny that has been in circulation for years, worn down in pockets, purses, and registers, will always be worth just 1 cent. But an uncirculated coin, one that was set aside straight from the mint and has survived without a single scratch, can reach levels of value that no one would expect. Collectors often send coins to professional grading services, where experts carefully study every detail of the coin, from the sharpness of Lincoln's portrait to the clarity of the memorial columns on the reverse. A high-grade example of the 1980 Denver penny, one that shines with original luster and shows no signs of wear, can climb to an extraordinary price. Even more, some rare varieties or errors, like double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks, can make a coin even more valuable. These errors occurred during the minting process and are treasured because they are so uncommon. Each error tells a story of how the coin was struck, making it unlike the billions of others that were produced that year. For collectors, part of the thrill lies in the hunt. Imagine sorting through pocket change, coin rolls, or old family jars and suddenly spotting a coin that looks just a little different. Perhaps it has a clearer, sharper design, or maybe you notice a minting error. That moment of discovery can be life-changing, because hidden among ordinary coins could be one of the most valuable examples of the 1980 D penny. The Lincoln cent itself has always carried emotional and historical weight. For more than a century, the image of Abraham Lincoln on a coin has reminded Americans of his leadership during one of the most difficult times in the nation's history. To think that such an important symbol could also carry great monetary value adds another layer of fascination for collectors. The 1980 penny represents not just money, but history, legacy, and the potential for hidden treasure. And now, here's the part that every collector dreams of. While most 1980 D pennies remain worth just 1 cent, there exists a rare specimen in nearly perfect condition, preserved with such quality that it outshines all others. This extraordinary coin has been valued by experts and collectors at an unbelievable $40,000. Yes, a simple copper penny, the smallest denomination in American currency, can be worth that staggering amount when the right qualities come together. So the next time you come across a penny dated 1980 with a small D mint mark, don't be too quick to spend it. Take a closer look, because you never know if you're holding a piece of hidden treasure that could change your life. Today we are about to uncover the fascinating journey of a coin that seems so small, yet carries a story larger than life. It is none other than the United States 1 cent penny from the year 1985 without a mint mark. At first glance, it may look like any other penny you've seen thousands of times before, but trust me, this coin hides a secret that could surprise even the most experienced collectors. Let's go back for a moment to the mid-1980s, when the Lincoln cent was already a beloved part of American history. Since 1909, the familiar face of Abraham Lincoln had been featured on the penny, becoming one of the most recognized coins in circulation. By 1985, billions of these cents were being produced across different mints in the United States. Most came from the Philadelphia Mint, and traditionally, Philadelphia did not use a mint mark on its pennies during this time. But here is where the story takes a fascinating twist. Even though Philadelphia coins had no mint mark, not all pennies are created equal. Certain examples of the 1985 penny show extraordinary preservation, unique die features, and sharp strikes that elevate them above ordinary change. When such a coin manages to survive decades without scratches, wear, or damage, it suddenly becomes more than just a piece of currency. It transforms into a treasure, a collectible item that numismatists dream of adding to their collections. What makes this coin so intriguing is not only its missing mint mark, but also the fact that condition is everything. Picture this: millions of these coins entered circulation, handled daily by countless people, tossed into jars, purses, and pockets. The vast majority ended up scratched, worn, and dull. But on the rarest occasions, a few coins avoided the harsh life of circulation. They stayed protected, untouched, and preserved in nearly flawless condition. Those are the coins collectors fight over in auctions, and those are the coins that can reach astonishing values. Imagine going through your old coin jar, perhaps passed down by a family member, or maybe tucked away in a forgotten drawer. You find a shiny penny dated 1985. At first, you think it's just a lucky find. But upon closer inspection, you realize it has no mint mark and it looks almost untouched by time. Suddenly, you are holding a coin that carries more than just 1 cent of value. It carries the possibility of changing your life. This is the thrill that drives treasure hunters and coin enthusiasts all around the world. The Lincoln penny is more than just a small coin. It symbolizes American history, leadership, and endurance. To collectors, it represents a piece of the past preserved in metal. Each rare variation tells its own story, and the 1985 no mint mark penny is one of those fascinating stories worth sharing. For many, collecting coins is not only about profit but also about the excitement of discovery, the chance to hold history in your hand, and the possibility that a coin you've overlooked for years could suddenly reveal its hidden worth. Stories like these have inspired people across generations to start searching their pocket change more carefully. Some of the greatest finds in coin collecting history began with an ordinary person stumbling upon an extraordinary coin. That's what makes the 1985 penny without a mint mark such a legend. It proves that even in modern coinage, surprises still exist. So, the next time you see a 1985 penny, pause for a moment. Don't spend it without checking. Look at the details, the edges, the shine, and the condition. That tiny coin could be worth more than you ever imagined. What appears to be the simplest cent can actually turn into a life-changing discovery if it meets the right conditions and lands in the hands of the right collector. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, the value. A genuine 1985 penny without a mint mark, in the highest quality condition, has been valued at $30,000. Today, we are stepping into the world of a coin that most people would never think twice about. At first glance, it looks like the same penny you and I have used countless times to buy small things, to drop in a jar, or even to lose between couch cushions. But today's focus is on the 1987 United States of America 1 cent penny with no mint mark, a coin that hides a fascinating story, one that can turn an ordinary cent into something truly extraordinary. Let's begin with a little background. The Lincoln cent has been one of the most beloved coins in America since its very first issue back in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny was revolutionary at the time. It was the very first U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure, President Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, the Lincoln penny has gone through changes in composition and subtle modifications in design, but it has always remained a coin that people instantly recognize. By 1987, billions of these pennies had been struck, and to the untrained eye, there's nothing special about that year. Yet, for collectors who study details, varieties, and errors, the 1987 penny without a mint mark has become an item of intense fascination. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most pennies struck in Philadelphia during that era carried no mint mark at all, but when collectors talk about the no-mint mark variety, they are searching for coins that display unusual characteristics, such as sharp strikes, unusual die states, or error-related features. These are not your everyday coins. They are the kind of finds that make collectors' hearts race because they know such examples are rare and highly sought after. Think about it, every year, billions of pennies roll off the presses. They are mass-produced at an unimaginable scale, designed to serve the simple purpose of being used for everyday transactions. And yet, within this ocean of ordinary coins, there are rare outliers, pieces that, for one reason or another, stand apart from the rest. The 1987 no-mint mark penny is one of those outliers, and it's these rare examples that can transform what most people see as pocket change into a valuable collectible. But why does it matter? Why do collectors care about something as small as a missing mint mark? The answer lies in the world of numismatics itself. Collectors are not only seeking metal, they are seeking stories. Each rare coin carries a history, a mystery, and sometimes even a mistake that gives it character. That missing mint mark tells a story about how the coin was made, about the minting process of that time, and about how even the smallest details can change the destiny of a coin. Let's imagine the journey of one of these coins. It was minted in 1987, fresh and bright, newly struck with Abraham Lincoln's profile shining in the light. It might have been used that very same day to buy a newspaper or a cup of coffee. It may have changed hands hundreds of times, passed from wallets to registers, from children's piggy banks to grocery store tills. For decades, it may have seemed like nothing more than an ordinary penny. But then, one day, a collector noticed something different, something unique. This wasn't just any penny. This was a no-mint mark 1987 cent in remarkable condition, and suddenly, its value skyrocketed. Collectors love this thrill of discovery. That moment when you realize that what you're holding in your hand isn't just small change, but a rare treasure. And because of that rarity, when coins like these appear at auctions, the demand is overwhelming. Collectors will bid fiercely, knowing full well that opportunities to own such coins are few and far between. The beauty of coin collecting is that it reminds us to look closer at the things we often overlook. A penny may seem like the smallest unit of money, often ignored or left behind. But when you discover one of these rare examples, it changes everything. Suddenly, that penny becomes a piece of history, a piece of art, and a piece of value. So the next time you come across a 1987 penny with no mint mark, don't dismiss it. Hold on to it. Inspect it carefully. Because that little coin in your palm could be worth far more than you ever imagined. And in fact, some of the finest examples of the 1987 no-mint mark penny have been known to sell for an astonishing $35,000. Today we are going to explore one of the most fascinating and often overlooked coins in modern American history, the United States of America 1-cent penny from the year 2001 with the D mint mark. At first glance, you may see this coin as just another common penny you'd receive as change at the grocery store, but when you take a closer look, you will realize that there's so much more to discover. This little copper-plated zinc coin carries history, value, and the potential to surprise collectors in ways most people never imagine. The Lincoln cent has been an important part of American currency for over a century. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, it was the very first coin in U.S. history to feature a real person instead of a symbolic figure. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny became instantly iconic, with Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, or front side, and over the years, several changes were made to the reverse design. By the time we get to the year 2001, the reverse still displayed the famous Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been used since 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design remained until 2008, making the 2001 penny a part of that long-running series. Now, what makes the 2001 D penny particularly interesting is its mint mark. The small letter D found just below the year on the coin stands for the Denver Mint. Denver produced billions of these pennies, making them extremely common in everyday circulation. That's why most people, when they see this coin, don't think it could be worth more than a single cent. But as collectors know very well, the story doesn't end there. You see, even among billions of coins, there are always rare standouts, coins that were struck differently, coins that avoided circulation, or coins that survived in nearly flawless condition. These rare examples are what separate pocket change from valuable treasures. The 2001 penny is no exception. When examining these coins, collectors pay close attention to condition. A penny that has been used, scratched, and worn down over the years may only ever be worth its face value. But a coin that has been preserved in pristine condition, known as mint state, can attract huge interest. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC assign numerical grades to coins, and those with the highest grades, often MS67 or MS68, are the ones that can bring in serious money at auction. But it's not just condition that matters. Errors and varieties also play a huge role in determining value. For the 2001 penny, collectors have reported interesting varieties such as doubled dies, where the design elements appear double due to a misalignment in the minting process, or off-center strikes, where the design is not perfectly centered on the coin. There are even examples where the coin was struck on the wrong type of planchet, giving it a strange appearance and making it extremely rare. These types of errors are what excite coin hunters, because they transform an ordinary penny into something extraordinary. Imagine this scenario: you're searching through your change jar, rolling pennies, and suddenly you come across a 2001 penny that looks just a little different. Maybe the letters appear doubled, or maybe the coin shines brighter than the rest with no signs of wear. At first you think it's nothing, but then you look closer and realize it could be worth far more than a cent. This is why coin collecting is such a thrilling hobby. It turns everyday objects into mysteries waiting to be solved and treasures waiting to be found. Another factor that drives value is demand. While billions of pennies exist, not all collectors can easily find specific years, mint marks, and error types. When a certain penny is scarce in high grades, demand skyrockets, and the value follows. The 2001 penny has become one of those coins that surprises collectors from time to time, proving that even modern coins, not just old ones, can hold incredible worth. So what's the takeaway here? Always pay attention to your coins. Don't overlook pennies, because even the smallest denomination in US currency can sometimes hide the biggest surprises. It's these discoveries that fuel the passion of collectors all over the world. And now for the part that everyone has been waiting for: the value. While most 2001 pennies are worth only face value, a rare and exceptional example in top condition has been known to sell for as much as $3,000. Thank you for joining us today on Coin Collector's World, where every episode brings you closer to the hidden value inside your pocket change. Remember to subscribe, like, and share so more collectors can join our growing community of treasure hunters. Keep searching, keep collecting, and never stop believing that the next coin you find could be the discovery of a lifetime. Until next time, this is Coin Collector's World, where coins tell stories and collectors make history.